Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Man, if you watched my live stream, then you know that my day was not the best day in the world. But I'm still going to go in here. I'm going to go over the trades that were fantastic trades. I'm going to ignore the fact that I didn't do too well on some of them. My issues happened last night. Okay, so we had this big candle last night after the Israeli attack on Iran. Um, I thought, let me just show you a picture of this over here. Crude. Okay, so crude, normal movement on crude is maybe a couple of dollars a day, and it went up $10 right after that news hit. And I was in town working actually when that happened, and I thought for sure that I was missing out on something. And I came home and decided I would wait for a pullback and then buy it and expect it to go to $100 a barrel or something. And I messed around in there and really did not do well at all. And I didn't recognize it at the time, but the whole emotional dysregulation thing, how you're trading with your emotions, not logic. That was definitely in play from the moment I decided I needed to rush home and get on my computer. That was a sign that I did not recognize at the time, but I should have. Maybe I should have. Maybe it's part of the learning process. But that feeling of I've got to get home and get in the market immediately was definitely the start of my demise today. Okay, so that was the beginning. I was thinking we could come back to this halfway point and then go long. And of course, it still didn't go long. And I lost a bunch of money. Before the market was even open, I was within $80 of blowing up my account. So bad, bad, bad situation. And then when the market opened, I did take a few trades. But I would say, was I trading with logic today? Not a chance. No, I was not. I was on an emotional roller coaster that just wouldn't quit. Okay, so now let's fast forward to the market opening. Let me get rid of this. The market opens. I do my normal routine where I'm mapping everything out, the opening range and everything, mapping it out. At that point, we're in a 30-minute candle. And I determine with all of my knowledge, and here I'm trading what I think is going to happen, not what I'm seeing based on my system and the charts and all that. So I'm trading what I think, not what I'm seeing. Right? Um, the market does do the opening range thing. It comes down, it takes out the low of the opening range and this low right here, leaving these lows and this 4 hour low right here. It left it. So from that point forward, I was like, I'm not really comfortable taking a long. Oh no, I may have been comfortable. I wasn't. At this point I was not comfortable taking a long because the 4 hour low had not been taken. And we also had another 4 hour low down here that was an equal low. So I wasn't comfortable taking a long at that point. And that's trading what I think, not what I see. Let's go to a 1 minute. We'll go to that area and we'll take a peek at it. Let's see here, opening range. So this is our low of the opening range. We actually opened here, traded up, kind of did a little dance. I can get rid of this guy. I don't know what it's there for. And then, if you notice, the last down close candle before this run up, we could say it is the actual one that did the running up, but I like to use this one. So if you highlight that one, you can see it did respect that one, and then it went and took out the lows. Okay. I can't remember if I was long or short or upside down at that time, because I think I did take a short on that one. But because my account was so depleted, I was getting in and out and in and out and moving my stop immediately. And so I didn't make very much money on that rundown. I made a little bit. I think I made $200 or something like that. And that should have been enough, but it wasn't. Okay, so we did respect this and pull away, and there was the opportunity to go to at least the bottom of the opening range, and I did make some money on that trade. I was still trading smart at that point. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that one, and we'll look at this one. We come down, we take out the bottom of the opening range, and then we put up another breaker on the bullish side. And now, because we've come back down here, I'm thinking there is no way we come all the way down here and we don't take that 4-hour low. Thinking. I'm trading what I think, not what I see in that situation as well. Emotional and not productive. Okay, so we take out this low, pre-market low. I think it was the actual pre-market low. It was. That was as low as we got in pre-market, which I did not have marked, but doesn't matter. That was the pre-market low. I knew it was when it hit it. And then we push through this breaker with a fair value gap, accumulate briefly at the top. That's an entry. That's an entry. That's a fair value gap pushing through the breaker. That would be an entry right there. If you didn't enter there, this is an entry, because that is another fair value gap that formed after the breaker, after we took the pre-market low. And I do believe I got into this trade as well. But once again, I was in and out and in and out and in and out and scared. And so I did not make max profit on it. Trading scared, trading what I think, not and full of emotion. Okay, so here's the next trade opportunity. And at least opening range high was on the table here. Possibly gap fill, I was thinking, but at least right here. And because I was in and out, I had my take profit here, and that would have made me another $300 or so. But because I was in and out through all this chop, I would make some, and then I would lose like 40, $50, and then it would go my way. And I whittled the account all the way down to nothing. And I think when we decided, oh man, what am I grabbing here? That's the opening range high. Once it got up here, I really went into thought mode, thinking we're filling this gap. We're going to settlement. And I refused to believe any other thing. One of the guys on my live stream, which I deleted because I was so upset, said, why are you taking the long here? Because as you can see, we did not fill the gap. We went up to some random level. We'll call it a random level. I haven't even gone through checking why did we stop here. I mean, we didn't even get to 75% of the gap fill. Maybe we go to the 4-hour chart or the weekly chart, we can find that this is something significant. Maybe we go this entire rundown. Was it a portion of it? No, that's not where we need to be. I'm going to get rid of that for now. Okay, there. So do we go this whole rundown? Was it 50% of that? No. It was more than 50% of that. I don't know why we stopped where we did. To be honest, I have no idea why we stopped there. But we did. We stopped there. Not even important we have that on there anymore. I could probably do some research on dailies and weeklies and monthly levels and see that was exactly some place where it needed to stop based on a percentage retrace. But for now, I mean, this was where it needed to stop. For now, I just need to look at this reversal pattern because it's freaking beautiful. I'm looking at it. I'm telling the people on my live stream, I'm long here, but this would be a great place to go short. It is a beautiful reversal pattern. Okay, so we come up, we this is our breaker because that's the last run on liquidity right there. So that makes this our breaker, nice and high. We can get a good portion of the run. We come below it, candle bodies close below it. We never go back into it. Pull away with a fair value gap. It gives you an opportunity to enter at the very least, these low hanging fruit right here could have been captured. And then we go back up to it. And when we go back up to it, I'm thinking, now we're filling the gap. And I'm in here and I'm holding till the cows come home. And you can see what happened. So this, while it did kind of look like a breaker, it didn't hold. And we didn't even, when this didn't get taken out, that's a very blaring symbol that we are not going any higher. Okay. That's the market maker telephone call. Okay. So at that point, I should have reversed my position and aimed for lower fruit. Did I think we would go all the way to the bottom of the opening range at that point? Absolutely not. I do think I finally changed my mind and went short and got wicked out by that candle, but I can't remember for sure because I took so many trades. I was just on full tilt at that point. So yes, this was a reversal signal. Didn't really give us much of an opportunity to enter anywhere except here, and then we didn't take out any highs. So that's a kill the trade. Look at this short. Okay, so if you look where we stopped here, I mean that's awfully strange why we stopped there. We didn't make it back to this fair value gap. We didn't take out any of this liquidity. That's saying all we did was take out this fair value gap, really. So that's saying no, we have no interest in going higher today. That's it. We're done. That would be a lower high situation. Now, if you were to put this possibly as your breaker, I don't know if that would even make anything look better, but that's a beautiful reversal right there. And I missed it because I was thinking we were going to that white dotted line. Once again, my thoughts interfering with my trades. Okay, so that's my goal for next week is only trade the charts, only trade the price action, regardless if I think it's going to the moon or going to the gutter. I have to trade what I see on the charts. Also, I learned a lot about my emotional regulation throughout this thing. Um, that feeling last night that I was missing out on something and having to rush home, that's the big red flag right there. Okay, so that's a big red flag. You got to immediately when you feel that, I've got to stop myself right there and say, no, not only are you not rushing home to trade, but when you get up in the morning, you're going to have to lock your account until you get out of this feeling of I'm missing out on something, because that is a trick that your mind plays on you. You aren't missing out on anything. The market puts up opportunities like this on a daily basis. You can watch all the videos I've made and you'll see a reversal pattern similar to this on a daily basis. Okay. Were we done? Was that it? Was that all the downside? We can get rid of this one because we know it was a failure. That one is beautiful. We had a 15-minute candle close back inside the opening range. And what's the probability if that happens? Well, it's about 70% that we go all the way through the opening range when a 15-minute candle closes back inside after we've left it. And that happened. And I still didn't want to believe it. I still was wanting to believe we were going up here. Finally, I got convinced about right here that we were going through all the opening range. Oh, my goodness. But, okay, so I don't know why. Oh, that's my original breaker right here that I should have been 20 micros long on in there. But I wasn't, because I was thinking this guy was our target. Okay, and did this guy ever become our target? No. Once we made that, we did meander around a little bit. We didn't go immediately there. But once we got back in the opening range, we dipped right above it just briefly again, and then absolutely fell out of bed. Now, this is quite a bit of movement here. These are decent sized candles. So you would have to have a pretty good stop loss. If you were trading a 10 count, that's a 38-point move up. So it wasn't for the week. A 38-point move up. If you got in at the base of this fair value gap right here and then hit it, or maybe somewhere around here, any of these, the only good place to enter would have been here. At this fair value gap right here would have been fine. Stop above here. But it was still quite a bit of movement. If you got in at that fair value gap, that would have been a 25-point stop loss. 5 micros, $250 would have been great. I would have had a wonderful day instead of a terrible day. But okay, so we're back in here. We're trading down. There's another entry right there. And look at that 4-hour. Once we get around this area, I'm thinking, oh man, it is by the pullback time, because we're going back to that 4-hour low. Okay. Now, this is quite a bit of movement, 50 points or so. If you go from even from the breaker high or breaker low to that green candle right there, that's 32 points. Now, if you're short, let's say 10 or however many micros are full NQ, that's $320. No. That is $640 worth of movement to the upside. Okay. So we come here. We have another breaker right here. We come down. We don't take the 4-hour. We push through with a fair value gap. We come back down. Candle bodies respect it. See that? Candle bodies respect it. We move up with another little fair value gap there. Candles come back down, respect it. At the very least, you could get long right here and aim for that high or that high. At the very least, you could do that. With 1 micro, let's look at that. Let's say 1 tick above that fair value gap bottom. That is that high right there. That is on 1 micro, $64. A mini, $640 just to the high right there that it just created. Okay. You think here with that reversal pattern that I would be willing to get long? Nope. You would think I would be, because I'm looking at this white dotted line still, thinking we're going all the way back up, you would think. But now at this point, I'm thinking, oh, there's no way we're coming all the way down here and we're not taking this. So I'm looking for opportunities to get short. And I did actually do okay with some of this, but you can see it was not pretty. Not at all pretty. And if you were clicking and entering and clicking and entering, this was difficult to trade, especially with 10. You get here, you think, oh, we're going all the way down to here, and that happens. So yeah, this was a difficult little section, and it was a P&L eater right here from 2:30 to the close. I think this is actually after the close to 3. We'd have to go to right there. So yeah, that's just super, super choppy. This was the move. If you didn't catch it, you were out of luck. And we went and took out these lows, but we left that 4-hour, which is odd, but they did it. Even just from here to the opening range high would have been a nice profit. So that's another thing. A lot of these breakers, when they form, they'll just go take out a recent swing, and they don't have to take out the high of the day or the low of the day. Low hanging fruit is profit. In almost every case, you're going to make a really nice profit. If you're trading 1 micro like I often do, or 2 micros like I often do, it's not an impressive profit. But if you have a good, clean reversal signal, why not throw on a little bit more size? As long as you can stop with 1 or 2 trades, you're fine. I bet I took 100 trades today. Over last night and today, I was scalping. I was doing everything I shouldn't do. I was full on tilt today. So I did have a pretty decent profit in my trading combine as well, $1,200, and I got chopped all up in this. So trying to decide, are we going up, are we going down? That's not something I need to be trying to decide. It's not my decision. My only decision is this a reversal signal? Is it being respected? Okay. Short. And is this a reversal signal? Is it being respected? Okay. Long. Those are my only decisions. Why do I start thinking I can call the market to the tick? I don't know, but I do it. I've done it before. I mean, I've gotten lucky and gotten it right a time or two. A lot, really. But it's causing me to miss trades that I shouldn't miss. So I've got to erase that from my memory. Going to regroup on the weekend, take some deep breaths. I hope me sharing with you the type of emotional stuff that I go through that causes me to blow up my accounts. Now that would be 6 and 7 weeks that I've gotten funded and blown up. So I did figure out I'm really good for 3 days. I am fantastic. Those first 3 days, I am on point. I am logical. Everything is wonderful. And that's usually the way it goes. First 3 days, good. Thursday, it usually seems to happen on a Monday. I'll get it funded on a Friday, and then I'll blow it up the following Friday. But the first 3 days on the combine, I'm good. And then, for some reason, the next 2 days, the next day may be a loss, like yesterday was. And then the following day is just a continuation. I'm already in a bind. I'm already upset. I'm like, I got to get this money back. All those emotions come into play. And then I stop reading the market well. I don't think it's an accident that Topstep has a 5-day rule on a payout, because I think that happens a whole lot more than you or I realize. And I think that's why that's in their trading plan, or their payout plan, is because they know it's difficult for traders to stay focused 5 days in a row. So maybe it's just something I'm toying around the idea with. I do like to get in there and trade the market every time it's open, but I am toying around with the idea of taking those first 3 days, whatever profit I get, I'm like, you know what? That's good. I'm done for the week. And wait until the following Monday. Not even try to trade Thursday or Friday. I don't care if it's PPI, CPI, Fed Chair Powell speaking. Uh, it's not a matter of what's going on in the market. It's a matter of my mental capacity to stay focused for 5 straight days. And I'm thinking that might be a strategy I have to employ if I'm going to find any success at this, because this is a normal pattern for me. First 3 days good, the next 2 days bad, bad. I'm not talking a little bad. I'm talking horrible, like it's my first day to sit down trade. So I've got to make some adjustments on my end. I know these reversal signals work fan-freaking-tastically. They're a phenomenal. They really are. But I'm not trading them well. So I've got to make some adjustments on that. Muhammad, I don't know if I mentioned it, but you mentioning that looking at the NQ as your signal instead of MNQ, I think it didn't really matter that much today. I think they were pretty close to the same, but I am going to use that from now on. I've got them both on here, so I'm trading on this side, but this is what I'm using for my signals. I do occasionally click over and look at MES, but yeah. So that was my week, guys. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, wonderful. Did great. Got my combine up to right at $1,000. Thursday, lost half of it. Today, lost the rest. Now I'm working towards the goal again. Remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. I love each and every one of you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can join our Facebook group and ask me a question on there. It's called I Trade Futures. Until next time, y'all have a good weekend. It's Father's Day. My daughter's coming to see me. I'm excited. So, going to have a really nice, relaxing weekend and just enjoy life outside of trading. Okay? Life is not all about trading. We'll see y'all next week.